Still VOP this morning, and let's just dive into the next topic. Now, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union have begun a nationwide strike due to inconsistency in salary payments and unfair treatment by the government. The national president of SSANU, Mohammed Ibrahim, stated that workers in registry, works and maintenance, bursary, security, and student affairs have withdrawn their services, and it will remain that way for the next 7 days until the government pays their salary. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, said there was no justification for the withholding of 4 months' salaries approved by President Bola Tinubu for all the university workers. Now, additionally, the non-payment of staff salaries has resulted in hardship for university workers. However, the federal government has appealed to the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU, to call off the strike. Well, still with us this morning is Mr. Lawale Kudayo, who is an educationist, a farmer, and of course a public affairs commentator. Now, as an educationist, how would you assess the legitimacy of this nationwide strike by university workers?
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You get it? How can the president tell his subordinate, somebody who's working under him, to pay, to do something, and then the person is refusing to do it? That is insubordination. According to the information that we are hearing, the president has approved these people to be paid, and somebody is withholding their salary, and the person is still sitting down. You get it? Drinking coffee wherever he or she is. That is insubordination. That person is supposed to be immediately sacked and then charged, taken to court. You get it? For insubordination against the presidency. What's the meaning of that?
I wanted to find out what impact do you think this strike action is going to have on the students?
So, see, it's not on the students only. It's across the country. You get it? Because now, if I were the president, first of all, it will affect me psychologically. How can I tell you something I've already forgotten about? I'm thinking about other issues, and somebody is telling me that my instructions has not been carried out. That is insubordination. That is a terrible.
Is there a possibility that the instruction was what has been termed audio instruction?
Whether audio or whatever, the president speaks, you must obey. The moment if he tell you verbally, you get it, and he has already given the instruction. Then if you have processes to follow, you now tell me, sir, you need to sign this, so you need to sign that.
And you also do know that at certain times, the leader of an organization or the leader of a team can say something to assuage people, to calm the nerves of people, but go back and say, don't worry. Isn't that possible?
I don't want to go to the political aspect of this, which we are going to. I don't want to
politics.
no, that's politics. I don't want to go to politics. I want to go to the official aspect. I don't want to go to the political aspect. I want to go to the official aspect so that these people can get their salary. I'm putting the president on his toes. That's why I'm saying this. You get it? What about the politics you are playing backdoor? It's not our business for now. What is our business is that we are hearing it that the presidency has given the directive. Directive is an official order for something to be done, and that thing is not done. That is one. So the president should be handled by now.
Done because
second,
it was partially done. ASU was paid. ASU was paid.
There's nothing like partially.
No, because the president gave an order. ASU was paid. NASU wasn't paid.
And that's what I'm saying. That means
so NASU and SSANU are saying, look, are you now saying that we are not as important?
Orders has not been carried out. Simple.
Completely.
Because yes, whether you say completely or incompletely, the order has not been carried out. It's like a vehicle. You get it? You tell you to move the vehicle from here to there. You are servicing the vehicle. And you are servicing it. The vehicle has not moved. You get it? So you have no excuse to say I'm servicing it.
Now there was
before you say another one, I want to say something else.
Okay.
That is for the presidency. The one I'm hearing again is that the minister for Labor and Productivity said she's not aware.
No, that's the Minister of Education.
That is not.
I wasn't aware of the strike.
Plus, they said the Minister for Labor and Productivity has not got it back to them. No contact. They just left them like that. You get it? That is, I don't know another word I'm going to use for that.
How would you interpret that statement?
It shows irresponsibility now. It shows that you are not responsible. How can you tell me something that is in your area you are not aware of? And then you have deputies, you have whatever, these are under you. That means you are not serious about your job now.
All right, Mr.
For the Labour to tell me, Minister for Labour to say that he or she, the Minister of Labour has not gotten back to them, has not contacted them. When you knew these people were going on, so you didn't even bother to make a call. Excuse me, let's go to a roundtable discussion. I want to meet you tomorrow. Can you just suspend that strike for a period of time? No contact.
Mr. Lawal, let's look at it this way. What led to this 2022 arrears that were the SSANU and NASU are actually fighting for? You could also recall that when Minister of Labour was Chris Ngige, he actually treated the issue coming up from the university, like the ASU and SSANU and NASU. He did not treat them the way, according to ASU then, how it should be. And that was what made Emmanuel Sodoki and co to say we are going on strike. And that strike lingered for so long. Even the Minister of Labour came up to say no work, no pay. Okay. I hope you can recall. Yeah. Now that Minister for Labour, I'm talking about Nkiruka Onyejocha, coming up to say, I am not aware. Like, we've not really talked about this strike before people were back on it. Now, do you think that the demands for SSANU, NASU, and ASU are becoming too high for federal government actually to handle?
Excuse me, the president said pay them. So what are you, I don't know what you are discussing again. The president is the one that will say, you get it. The moment the president said do, that means they have sat down, they have seen that their strike and everything is reasonable. That's why the president said, okay, go ahead and pay them. You get what I'm saying? They have already concluded that area.
Is there the possibility that that some people have been paid? Of course. That alone is what the presidency knows about, that they've been paid. Because like you've heard us say here, ASU have been paid, NASU and SSANU have not been paid. So is there the possibility that this part of the conversation is what the presidency has heard, that they've been paid? Thus, the reason why the Minister of Labour is saying, I'm not aware of this strike.
Okay, in fact, for the Minister of Labour to say she's not aware, you get it. In fact, it shows that she doesn't know what is going on in that ministry. Because how can you tell me something that is under you are not aware, something so mighty like this? Do you know what it means for this SSANU and NASU to go on strike? It shut down the whole universities now because it's a national thing and it goes beyond national to international. It's a big organization now. You get it? So everybody is aware of what is going on. Now, you are sending, I want to go to the educational aspect now that you asked.
Okay.
You are sending wrong information about the nation to the students. These students, you are telling them that they should not have this patriotism. That the nation doesn't care about them.
Who is sending?
The government is sending that information, the information to the student. You are miseducating the students. Yes, because the NASU is telling you now that the president has told them to pay them. They pay some section, they didn't pay some section. The Minister for Labour said she is not aware. The Minister of Education,
let's even look at the policy of this policy that we saw during the Buhari administration, the no work, no pay. What's your thoughts on it and how effective can that be in tackling labor issues?
It's not effective. It's not. What the president said, no work, no pay, is not constitutional.
What Buhari said?
Yes, because in the constitution, you have the right to go on strike. Is that not what the constitution said? Did he give timeline? No, he didn't give timeline. I said you go on, you have this your right to protest. You get? So if he says it's your right to protest and the president is saying something else, that means he's saying something that is not constitutional. You could have sent a bill to the house and say, when you go on strike, at so point, the moment your strike reaches so point, you will not be paid. thereafter. So the maximum time you can go on strike is 2 weeks. The maximum time you can go on strike is 3 weeks, according to the constitution. Anything beyond that, or maybe after a month, anything beyond that, you will not be paid. So if you go on strike for 6 months, you will only be paid 1 month. You get what I'm saying? Because the constitution only permits you a strike of 1 month, 30. You get what I'm saying?
Is that present in
No, I'm just saying that.
Okay.
That if he
You're
wants
assuming,
that,
okay.
yes, if he wants that, instead of saying no work, he could have submitted that bill to the House. So the
that
House will now
be tinkering
yes.
with the 1999 Constitution again.
You know, the Constitution will now empower you not to pay them after so period. But there's nothing like that. So if you make an utterance that is not constitutional, nobody will obey you. You get what I'm saying? So if the person now say pay them, it means that he has solved that area. They have sat down over it with the Minister of Labour and Productivity, with the Minister of Education, with some other people that are involved, and then they have concluded. That is why the president came out to say, do it. So the moment he said, do it, automatically the action has to be done.
Okay. Now, don't you think, this is a warning strike, 7 days warning strike from the Joint Action Committee of NASU and SSANU. Now, do you think the warning strike is coming too early, given the fact that what led to this request happened in the past administration? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. To get to this particular point where they are still dragging on that 2022 areas and all that. Now, do you think actually they need to give the government a little time or more time to look into it? Now, there's another part again to look at it. When we want to say the president said pay, now there's a possibility that the president say pay ASU.
But you didn't say that.
Not pay,
Maybe you should come out and clarify it to us. Since they are already on a 1 week strike now, maybe the president can come out and tell us that they are acting according to my directive. I told them to only pay certain people and don't pay certain people. You get it? Then you should come out and clarify, or you should tell us whether they are not obeying his order. You get what I'm saying? For example, when people were complaining about Emefiele, of course, the former president came out, Buhari, and said, don't complain about him now. He is doing everything I told him. He informed me about what he was doing, and I gave him the go-ahead. You get what I'm saying? So the president should come out and tell us that, okay, this thing that is happening, it is my directive. I told them to pay certain people. I told them not to pay certain people for certain reasons. And everybody will now tell them, okay, go back to the drawing board while academic work is going on. You get it? Go back to the drawing board and continue your negotiation. You get? Yeah. Now, for the labor minister to say, I am not aware, you get it? I think it's not the appropriate word. I expected them to be on top of that. Okay, we have contacted them. We are on top of it. You get what I'm saying? Even if you are not aware, I don't believe she's not aware. Because there are informants that will have told her that these people, they are going on strike. These people wants to go on strike. She would have called them, you get it, and say, oh, please, I wish to see so. And they will come and see, and they will now speak with them. So after that, they now want to go on, so we now say, I met with them, and then we are on negotiation when they say they want to go on strike. People now say, why not go back to the drawing board? But now she's telling us that I am not aware.
Okay.
So everybody, like this, the one Lagos State is doing now, you get, having a palliative, go and buy at a cheaper rate. Now, SSANU and NASU have not been paid. You get, how will they take advantage of that when they don't have money? And second, they heard about some things that are happening in the assembly and in the Senate, in which okay, I shouldn't finish that one.
I was going to ask
I'm not going to finish it.
No, it's okay. I was going to ask you that. Do you think the events happening in the National Assembly is also what is propelling some of these actions, especially from SSANU and NASU, seeing that lawmakers seem to be, living the good life, and then government is telling the people to tighten their belts?
Yes.
Do you think that, in a way, has propelled the desire to, protest and strike and strive to get what you feel is yours, even if it's just a crumb.
Before you cut in, I mentioned 3. I put point. You get it? Before you now cut in. See, if people in Niger State who are not even educated could see what is going on in Delta State and Bayelsa, you get, and they came out openly to say it, that it's like government is not being fair to them. How much more of people who are educated and listen to informations every now and then? You get, something is prompting them to come up now. You get it? Also have been paid a while ago. These people didn't come out, but they are coming out now. There is a reason. If it were you would do the same. When you hear 3 trillion being padded, and immediately, instead of the National Assembly to say, okay, we'll look at it, I mean the Senate to say, okay, we'll look at it and see whether it is true or not. Oh, they will say, sorry, it escaped our mind. You get, or so you begin to find them, begin to solve that problem. They suspended the guy immediately. They let you know there's some kind of cover-up in that area. Where do you have to expose something like this? So the others now said, okay, so there's money. The government says there's no money, and 3 trillion that has nothing attached to it.
3.7.
No.
Yeah.
3.7.
3.7. Even if it is that 100, just that 7 on it is used on education, there will be no strike at all. So they came up and get upset.
I would like to ask you this, Mr. Lawal.
It could be the reason, it's just
when
NLC
NLC began their protest, the president came out he actually threw a jab, telling them that it is not really 9 months in office, coming up to protest and all that. It is not really a good line. If some people are looking out or eyeing the seats, they can come up to 2027 during election. And now with the response we're getting from the Minister of Labour and that of Education, now do you think this strike is going to linger like that of the past administration, where Ngige also treated ASU and the officials the way they did, and the strike stretched for a long time? Do you think this strike actually is going to get to that point again?
In Gigi, they said he didn't do well, but he did something. He was always having meetings with them. He was always, but they said he didn't do enough.
Which work out in some time.
He didn't do enough, but that means at least he took actions. Somebody here that's supposed to do better than the former one is telling you that he's not even aware. So are we falling back behind the Gigi?
Now where does that leave?
9 months on office.
Nigerians?
Maybe I'm sorry. I don't have. Moses, I don't have the strength to go on hunger strike for 9 months, because the president said 9 months is not enough for us to begin to complain. So I don't know how long we have to go on.
All right.
We don't have to hit.
Now, let's just bring it home to Nigerians. Students at this point that are in school will not be getting lectures. If this strike continues, just like you are predicting the possibility, it means students are going to go back home.
No, they may not go back home. They will.
They will hang around.
Yeah, there will be no life.
If it lingers far more,
will they go to class when the class is not well kept?
What are you going to be doing?
Will you go to exams and record to get your
have you even
results?
thought about the effect?
Who will you pay the school fees to in the bursary department?
No, just leave the school fees. Let's talk about the relationship between these strikes and student loan. Let me say the students are on loan, and you are spending extra year. Is the government going to write down extra year? That means you have to borrow more loan to pay for the extra year that you did not. It's not your fault. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of crisis in this country. Let's face it, a lot of crisis in this country that we are not. We are just playing over.
Okay, let's conclude here now. What are your concluding thoughts as regards the position of NASU, the position of SSANU in this 1 week strike protest, and do you see government responding going forward? What do you think will happen? What are your concluding thoughts?
Okay, I think this is the second day of their strike.
Yes,
and we have not had anything from government. You get
government still unaware.
Government still saying they are unaware. So the strike is going on now. This is the second day. They are still telling us they are not aware. I don't know what I'm going to say else again. What am I going to say? When it's not that they are calling them for negotiation. They are telling them they are not aware. So I don't understand what the government is trying to say in that area. Then second, I said the president to come out and tell us whether he actually gave the directive for all of them to be paid, and some people, you get it, are disobeying his orders, or they are doing exactly what he told them to do, that pay certain people, don't pay certain people. That's from
So
the
you think
presidency.
the government needs to speak up?
Yes, the government needs to speak up. Then the labor and productivity minister, I don't think she's capable of that. I don't think she's capable.
Why so? Because she's not
How
aware?
can you tell me something that is under your jurisdiction? This is the second day, and you are still telling me you are not
But
aware.
the Minister of Education, who's also, saying he's not aware too.
See, it's not education, it's
not
labor.
about it. Well,
Because it has to do with salary.
was
It's
she
labor and
written to?
productivity.
Was she
Is it
written to?
productive? Let's see, it's under labor. It's not education this time. It's labor and productivity. Education minister, his own is to fine-tune the education ministry, what they want to do. You get it, the curriculum and everything. That is the main area of the education minister. The area of labor and when it comes to salary and whatever is under labor and productivity. That's why they call it productivity. If you go on strike, are you being productive? You get what I'm saying? And you are telling me that they are on strike, and you are at the second day too. You are still telling us you are not aware. You are still not calling for a meeting with them.
Oh well.
No, I don't know what to say then. I don't know what advice I'm going to give.
Should Nigerians be more worried?
The students should be more worried, not even the Nigerians. The students, because this is their life now. I don't know what is wrong with the Nigerians, Association of Nigerian Students. Maybe they will, but I don't know. They are not talking, nothing. You get what I'm saying? So what is exactly is going on? See, we are playing with a keg of gunpowder in this country. Let me tell you why. I hope they are listening. Because you are handing over to these students. You are handing over the baton of administration to these students. See the students you are handing over to. So what are you telling them to do? You are not telling them, you are not teaching them with this thing, the spirit of patriotism. You are not teaching them the spirit of patriotism. You are teaching them hatred towards the government, hatred towards the nation. Seeing the nation as something that is cut off, that doesn't, respect, doesn't care about their own future. So you are teaching them to be unpatriotic. An ordinary Ukrainian student wants to join Ukraine military when Russia invaded them. You get it? They sent the weak ones away. They came back into the country to join the military because they have sense of patriotism. Now, what are you sending to these young ones? They are taking over from you. They will take over from you. They will take over from us. We'll get old, they will take over. They will take over from this area. You get it? So what are you telling them? This is education now.
All right then. All right then. Big thanks to you, Lawale Kundayo, for coming on the program. We do appreciate your thoughts.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll get into another part of the show where we discuss business, entertainment, and sports. Stay with us.
Hi, Zara.